another long time, hasn't it? But, you know, I've got more than a little bit of free time now on these walks to and from the kindergarten for my son. So I figured, you know, I've been walking there with him and then walking back with him and just using the bus for the, you know, when I'm on my own, because I wear a mask. He, at 3, doesn't really understand the concept, and fingers go in mouths anyway, kind of, so, you know, the less exposure I can give him, the better. To other people, I mean, I know that seems really stupid when he's going back to the Kita anyway, but, you know, at least there they do temperature checks and all of that. So, yeah, you know, I figured today, given that I did I recorded the podcast with Brian and Jessica yesterday, or my segment of it anyway, and I said that I was thinking about doing this sort of thing, bringing along the camera and chatting away. Thought I would do it. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I've got a new GoPro not too long ago. Long enough that I feel like I should have used it before now, but yeah, it's still quite recent. So I plugged that on to the stroller, set it away, and started recording. Did a time lapse of the walk a little way past my house and stopped it a little way before the Kita, which, you know, you'll see. Can't see where the Kita is. But the way I figure it is, if someone is determined enough to figure out where the Kita is by following along a street with no real reference as to where it is in the middle of Germany, probably determined enough to figure out information that's hidden anyway, so, you know. Yeah. Life's okay. Life is alright. The reason I've not been doing videos is, honestly, I've just been decidedly not great. There's been a lot of stress, a lot of problems. As you can tell from the reappeared double chin, there's been a lot of weight gain. Like, I am pretty much back to where I started all that time ago. A year and a half now, something like that. Yeah, it's not fantastic. But, you know, I've been on a losing streak for the last couple of days. This morning was the first time that I weighed in where I'd actually put weight on again, like the number had gone up. But I didn't drink quite as much water as I usually do yesterday. I had a bottle of Coke as a treat. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I just felt like having something cold and fizzy. And I really hate the taste of fizzy water. It's just not very pleasant. You know. And it was a Coke Zero, so it's just my body not getting as much water as it wanted. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. I've actually been sticking to vegetarian as much as possible, even throughout all of this. It's just I've been making those poor choices of like, oh, I'll put a slice of cheese on this plant burger that I've put together, or like eating whatever my wife has cooked as opposed to like cooking myself. That's how things have gotten to this point. It's that and that and some very bad decisions from stress. It's definitely one of the side effects. You feel terrible. So you think, oh, you know what, I just can't be bothered, I'll just do this thing once and it'll be okay. So you do the thing, and then you feel terrible the next day for having done it, so you do it again, thinking that you're feeling terrible because of some other reason, and it just escalates. That's how I've gotten into this same position as I did before. But you know, I've turned a bit of a corner, I think. I hope I have anyway. I've definitely done better the last 3 or 4 days than I have previously. I think it's just trying these different things to get myself back where I need to be. I'm not winning, I'm not succeeding massively at it, you know, but I'm doing something. As I say in the podcast, I've recently spoke to a doctor about my lower back, knees, sleep issues, because I have never been one for a sleep pattern. I've never had a sleeping pattern. Unless that sleeping pattern is, I think the closest I've had is when I was working as a cleaner at the college that I used to go to for film school. I did that for about a month. Because of the hours and because of the hours of my college course around that, that was quite literally, I was getting 4 hours of sleep a night every single night for a month. 34, 35 days, something like that. That wasn't good. That was definitely not good. It's like when me and my flatmates decided we'd have a bet, see who could stay awake the longest. One of them managed 3 days. One of them only managed, like 20 hours or something. I managed about 5 days. And it started getting to the point where I was doing micro sleeping. Like where you blink for 30 seconds and your brain is just, trying to keep itself going. You have fallen asleep, but really, really lightly because you're sitting upright and you're working at stuff. I actually forgot how to read. That was a very interesting time, and then I called the end of it when I started hallucinating. So definitely don't stay awake for multiple days in a row. That'll do fun things but worrying things, And that used to be fine. I used to just be able to do stuff like that. Now I get cranky. Very, very, very cranky. And I really do not like staying awake. But I have a massive problem with falling asleep. I've been doing not too bad the last couple of days. This morning I actually woke up at 6:45 before my alarm went off at 7:15. So I feel really quite accomplished with that. Although the cost of that is I did go to bed at just before midnight, fell asleep quite quickly. I think this walking is helping, maybe. It's definitely more exercise than I usually get. I've never been one for working out, so, well, I say that. Never one for working out, apart from that one time when I was in Bristol. When I first moved to Bristol because there was nothing else to do, and I ran out of things to watch on YouTube, I quite literally went to the gym every single day, worked out for about an hour and a half, did weight machines, and the rowing machines, and the free weights, and the treadmill, and the cross trainer, all these things, for an hour and a half every day. And then at the end of the month I stopped doing all of it because I figured, oh, I've got a job working in a shop, I'll be on my feet all day, that'll be just as good. Wasn't just as good. It really wasn't. So, I don't know. I've never been particularly sporty. About the only thing that I do enjoy doing is swimming, you know. Well, swimming and rowing, but, you know. That's more, you know, playing with a rowing machine than actually rowing, unfortunately. I don't really have much experience in the way of actually rowing on the water, which is a shame. It's quite calming, it's quite soothing. Never mind. It's not like I don't live next to a giant river. Higher boats for. Little lakes and all that sort of thing now. Dear. Yeah, so back on the wagon with Whole Foods plant-based. Had a bit of a cheat yesterday with the Coke, and that was because we ordered from. Well, I was out and warm. We also ordered from Vincent Vegan. Which is a vegan takeaway. They do cheeseburgers and chicken burgers and beef burgers and things like that, but all plant-based. So, even though I ate that around about 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and then never ate anything afterwards. Yeah, that probably affected things. Yeah. Actually, there we go. If I do this, I can put the food up in the corner where I usually put it. There you go. So that's what I ate yesterday. Anyway. Doomph. I'm wondering whether or not I take photos of what I ate today and put them on as well, because once I get home, there's nothing stopping me from doing the edits. Edit, he says. Literally putting pieces of footage on a timeline, because I'm not in the mood to do silly, ridiculous things that take a lot of time. But we shall see. We shall see. Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good about this entire thing. I'm determined that I am going to lose the weight again. I've got a plan going forward for sleeping. Whether or not I can stick to it, we'll see, but you know, my son needs to get to Kita. I need to walk him there, because putting him on a bus is putting him in a small enclosed environment with other people who may not be wearing masks, even though they should be. And you know, there's actual laws of extremists saying that they should. So, yeah, walking him to and from school every day. That's a big help for getting up on a morning and that sort of thing. I'm trying to limit my time on computers and phones. It's not working very well, but I'm trying. So, what was it called? I have no idea whether or not this is a thing, but it's called a dopamine detox, is what I heard it called. It's basically like, stop doing the things that make you massively overdosed on dopamine, like checking your Twitter and your Facebook, and playing video games, and watching YouTube, and all these things. Stop doing all of these things for a little bit each day. Or have days where you cut it out completely, 100%. And it makes it easier for you to, your dopamine receptors to pick up on, wanting to do things that are kind of boring otherwise, because all of a sudden that little burst of dopamine you get from having a tidy living room, you can actually feel, as opposed to, the massive, overwhelming tidal wave that you have from playing a video game and winning a match. That sort of thing. Right, I've cut the sound on all of that because it's a little bit busy and a little bit, there's a lot of engine noise. So where was I? Plan currently is try and get up around about 6:30 in the morning. Have to walk the boy to Keita and back again, so that's helping me keep a schedule. Because I'm up earlier, I'm going to bed earlier, I'm getting tired earlier, which is nice. Limiting my screen time and stuff like that is also helping with that. My plan was always, when I'd lost a bit more weight, when I was down to 100 kilos or something like that, I was going to find a class and do Tai Chi again, which is a form of moving meditation / martial art basically from the Wudang Mountains in central China. And I used to study it about 15 years ago, something like that. I used to go to classes with my mum, do qigong, meditation, that sort of thing. It was pretty cool. It was fun. But we fell out of it for whatever reason. And while I've remembered the moves and done it on occasion, I haven't ever actually practiced it properly in all this time. So a thing that I figured I would do when I got down to like 100 would be pick that up again, find a class. And, well, I didn't hit 100. 100 kilos, not 100 pounds. So, a thing that I figured was, maybe if I'm having all of this trouble sleeping, and I'm struggling with all of these different feelings and, different thoughts in my head and all that sort of thing, why not do the Tai Chi again? I can do it on my own. There are videos online to cover the bits that I've forgotten. It has been a very long time. And it's something I can do in the backyard of the building that I live in, or can go to Treptow Park and do that, because Treptow is not too far away from where I live. Yeah, I can do that. And, when I was doing it, because it was a lot of breathing exercises and that sort of thing, it actually helped me sleep better. And then I gave it up. My sleep got really bad, so I figured I would do that again. I haven't really done any of it in the last couple of days. I've mainly been watching videos of people do it that do the same style that I learned before, although in a slightly different fashion, slightly different sequence. And I've been doing a lot of reading about Taoism because that is a big part of it. The entire martial art came about because of the philosophy, I think. There's Chinese monks defending themselves from raiders and bandits. Like, it's the same place that Shaolin came from. So, you know, it's fun. I should do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah, I don't know. Life, eh? Never let it be said that it's dull. Right. Well. Honestly, it... a bit loud again. Honestly, it kind of feels like I'm running out of things to talk about and say. It's an interesting problem to have, I guess. But, yeah. I guess the thing that people can take away is what we're doing, like whole foods plant-based, it is hard. It's difficult at times. You know? Losing weight or stopping smoking or stopping drinking, everything like that, it all takes a lot of willpower. A lot of willpower. And sometimes you struggle with it. You have setbacks, sometimes really big ones. How many times have we, as a whole, lost loads of weight and then put it back on again? Fair few. The amount of times I've lost weight and then put it all back on again and then some is pretty high, actually. It's just because we fall into these old patterns again and again and again. So, you know, it's not perfect. Not in the least. But I'm going to try and make the most of it that I can. Take the learning, take the lesson, and move on. I am looking forward to sitting down. I'll tell you that much for free. It's been an interesting day because it's walking a lot more than I have been over the last little while. That worked well, didn't it? Dearie me. Look, I'm sat editing the video currently, and I've just hit that point where the video cut out. I thought it had kept going for longer. It certainly looked like it was going for longer, but I think my phone filled up, so well, never mind that little bit of extra footage. The extra 3 minutes has been lost to the void. All I was going to say was my feet have been a little bit sore with the amount of walking. It's a lot more walking than I've been doing for quite a while, especially with all the lockdown and everything. Plus, I did like this little foot treatment thing the other day. Get rid of any hard skin and calluses and that sort of thing. Just so everything felt a little bit fresher. And, well, basically, like, my feet have been a little bit sore since. Like, it's not been awful. It's just after an hour and a half that'll do that to you. All I was going to say after that point, and all that I did say after that point, was that there's been a whole lot of people that I've seen that have been doing amazingly well. Atlanta Creole is making videos again. I'm really happy about that. She's wonderful. There's, I can't remember the name. It's Vegan Cuban Life, I think. They've just started making videos again after taking a big break. They got inspired by Brian and Jessica. I'm rooting for them. I think it's going to be really, really good. David from Making the Most of the Second Half. I don't know whether or not he's hit his goal. I haven't been told anything. I have to wait for the podcast to come out exactly the same as you do. Brian and Jessica have done amazingly well. Jessica, I know, has definitely hit her goal, and Brian has hit £200 lost in 2 years, which is absolutely incredible. Everyone's doing so good, and it's absolutely nothing but inspirational. It really is. So, everyone's doing good. Apparently I just have to be a bit more careful about waffling when I'm using the gimbal, because sometimes it might not work too well. So, well. Learning curves. It's been a while since I recorded videos and stuff. I'm fairly certain there'll be some teething problems, but oh well. Right. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed the little walk through the streets of Berlin. I'll see you next time. Probably tomorrow. I'm hoping to have another video uploaded tomorrow. I'm gonna be going out tonight and playing board games for the very, very first time in a very, very long time with Ava, Jason, Tim. I'm gonna try getting a little bit more footage of walking up there, having a look around the shop. It's the shop that Tim owns, that he bought while while we were still playing board games at the old place. He literally just bought it, and then lockdown hit. It's just got it back to the point of everyone knows what they're doing. He's got all the staff trained, got all the stock in, got all the inventory, opened the doors, and then lockdown hit about 2 weeks later, and he just had to shut the doors and couldn't have anyone in. So I'm looking forward to going along tonight. I want to see what he's done with it, and sort of buy a couple of drinks and that sort of thing. Maybe not a board game. I don't have any space for that left on the shelves, but yeah. So I'll get some footage of that, and we'll have a look at that tomorrow, or whenever I do a video. I'm gonna try and take it a little bit easier on myself. I'm not gonna try and stick to one video every single day, because if I do that, I might burn out again and have all sorts of problems with doing the videos again in the future and having the motivation there to do it. But I don't know, we'll see. We shall see. Might do another live stream not too long from now, either a Q&A or painting or something. I don't know. You let me know what you would like to see, and we'll come up with something. So yeah, cool. Right. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm gonna go and finish off editing this video. Have a good one. Bye bye.